It's like at this point, as a Sony fan, why would you even like feel like tribalism or like pride with your console? For one, most Sony gamers, y'all don't buy the games y'all talk about. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Pragmata, Sorrows, Astrobot. Y'all surprised Astrobot got Game of the Year? If you're not playing Spider-Man, Ghost, or Last of Us, y'all don't care what Sony exclusives come out in the first place. And then you got every single L this year alone that Sony has just been stacking. The DRM stuff, the PlayStation price increase, the blatant lie they told about their games not being on PC because they don't sell well. That was the most blatant lie they ever told, and we just ate that up. We just been taking Sony's BS for the longest. What's good, YouTube? It's NoWayJeric, and I'm back with another video. Today, as you can see by the title of the video, I should have made two videos on Sony because, man, they've been catching L after L. It is so bad right now. Their PR, the discourse around Sony, this state of play that's coming out June 2nd has to be the greatest like conference show of like one of the greatest of all time. Wolverine better be a Game of the Year contender for the people or for Sony to get back on good graces because my God, they have been catching L after L. People don't even know about the whole like DRM aftermath that they had a month ago, maybe a couple months ago. I forgot when that happened, but it's been really, really bad for Sony right now. But before we get into that, hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see, subscribe, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We got more bangers on the way. I know I've been a little inconsistent king, but we back. I'm gonna be making more videos, especially when that James Bond comes out. James Bond. Oh my, I cannot wait for that game. That's gonna be a Game of the Year contender. And of course, as you can see, if you want like a more formal review or more just me talking about the game you see on your screen right now, I'm playing Sorrows. I recently beat it. It's one of the best games of the year. Probably like gonna be in my top 5 Game of the Year this year. I absolutely love this game. It's one of like just. If you want a game that feels responsive and just feels really fun to play, you get that power fantasy of just like, you know what I'm saying, the third person shooting like genre. It's just a really, really like well-made, great game in terms of just like moment-to-moment gameplay. Highly, highly recommend it. It's not as hard as Returnal if you know what Returnal is. This is like the sequel of Returnal. I know they don't want to consider that, but it's basically Returnal too. But anyways, though, like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe to the room. More bangers on the way. Let's get into it though. So if you haven't heard, in the recent news, Sony has increased the prices of PlayStation Plus, excuse me. The 1 month and the 3 month subscription has been raised. And I know some of y'all gonna be looking at it like it's only $1 or $2, but like I feel like this is like setting a precedent. Like Sony's trying to like set a precedent of like we can do anything we want, and we know people are still gonna buy PS5s to PS6, and people are still going to be on our platform playing games. That's why Sony wants to move to a more live service model, because they know most people who have PS5s aren't playing Sorrows, they're not playing Pragmata, they're not playing Astrobot. But like the exclusive games, like we're talking about from PS2, PS3, PS4 even, the exclusives from Sony is what made the brand what it is. Like obviously the PlayStation 2 was the best selling console ever, and it was a main factor for that was that the PS2 had a Blu-ray drive, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it had a Blu-ray, and like Blu-ray back in the early 2000s was like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't that, you know, cheap to come by. Like it was pretty expensive. PlayStation 2 was not only a gaming console, but it also had Blu-ray, so that's why it had so many. Obviously the games too, the game library obviously was amazing, but obviously the Blu-ray helped, you know, factor into that. But the Sony exclusives is what made me become a Sony fan. Like I wanted a 360 when I was a kid, but I enjoyed my PS3 because I was playing Uncharted, I was playing Infamous, I was playing Metal Gear, I was playing I can't think of the top of my head, Ratchet and Clank. Like I was playing these games on the PS3 and I loved them. That's what made the PS3, the PS4, the PS2 so damn special, was the exclusives. Now we get exclusive, but the exclusives that are like the hidden gems for Sony, like I said, the Sorrows, the Pragmata, the Astrobot, I can't think of the top of my head. Returnal, obviously the previous game from Sorrows. All these games were like, I love all of those games. I didn't play Astrobot respectfully, but I want to play it. Like eventually, I will get into it one day. But Pragmata, Sorrows, Returnal, like the hidden gems that Sony has, is what I think what makes, you know, Sony like PlayStation. This is why I'm mainly gaming on my PlayStation, because of the exclusives. Obviously, they don't have exclusives on PC. So even if I got a PC, I can't play those games anymore. I'm not gonna be able to play Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Because they took it off, and their excuse was, "Oh, our games don't sell well on PC." That is a blatant lie. Stellar Blade. Oh my god, I forgot. Stellar Blade was one of my favorite games of 2024, like top 5. I love that combat. I'm not talking about the gooner parts of the game. Obviously, like the combat was really good. I'm not even gonna get into that. The combat of Stellar Blade was fantastic. Highly recommend that game if you like action RPGs, hack and slash, Devil May Cry type games. That game was really good. It only sold like maybe 1 million on PS5. Like it didn't even sell that crazy for PS5, especially how like hyped it was. Like they were showing Stellar Blade a lot. When it came to they even had a demo. They let people play the game and people still didn't buy Stellar Blade. When it came to PC, I think it sold like 5 times as that, because obviously you got the gooner demographic of the game. But when it came to PC, people were playing Stellar Blade. They were modding it. They were loving the game. It got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, because people on PC obviously are gamers. You build a $1,000 PC to play games. Obviously, PlayStation 5 is different. PlayStation 5 is way more casual. You get a PS5 because your friends got 2K, your friends got COD, your friends are playing Marvel Rivals, and you want to play with them. PC, it's totally different. They were buying exclusives. They bought God of War, they bought Spider-Man, they bought Stellar Blade, they bought Last of Us. They will buy Sony exclusives. Sony, a big part, no, the biggest part of Sony's fan base, I would say 80% of Sony's fan base are not going to buy Sorrows. Sorrows only sold 500K. That is really, really underwhelming, especially for how much the game costs, like how much housework put into this game, and how much work and the quality of the game. Like, you've seen it on your screen. This is just the first level. This game is phenomenal. One of the best games this year. You think that 80% I was talking about even know that Sorrows exists, that a great game exists like that? It's crazy too. You know what's the funny thing? Sony gamers will go out and buy an Xbox game, an Xbox exclusive game that came to PlayStation eventually, like Grounded, but they won't play Sorrows. Like that, bro, that shit is crazy to me. Like, yeah, Grounded is a cool game. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but like, you'd rather play that, which obviously it's a multiplayer game. Motherfuckers want to play that shit with their friends. But you'd rather play that game and not try out a Pragmata or a Sorrows or a Stellar Blade. Even Rise of the Ronin. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Rise of the Ronin, but that game was solid. I'm just like, bro, y'all motherfuckers will play anything but the good quality hidden gems that Sony has. And y'all let Sony get away with this greed all the time because y'all don't even care what is going on. Most of y'all are not gonna understand what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're watching this video, you definitely understand. But if you're, what I'm saying, somebody that's never seen my channel and doesn't know like the conversations that are going on and what has been happening in the gaming sphere, you're not going to understand what's going on. Like, Sony has been getting away with a lot of greed and a lot of bullshit. They raised the prices of PS Plus. They took their games off PC. They had this whole DRM shit and let people run around this narrative. Like myself, I made a TikTok on it and an IG reel on it. This whole DRM shit with like, if you buy an online game, you have to log in every 30 days on some Xbox One shit, or like they let people run with that narrative. Like myself, and like I said myself, I ran with that narrative because they didn't say anything for a whole week or two on like what the DRM, like what the DRM actually was. So like I ran with that narrative and I'm like, yo, this is alarming. Like, Sony, what the hell was going on? Like, you're literally like shooting yourself in the foot in just a week alone. Furthermore, I'm not even trying to sound like I hate on Sony. I love PlayStation. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm a PlayStation guy. But why would I feel some type of pride towards the console I have when, for one, most of the fan base is not playing the games that make the PlayStation what it is? Like, Astro Bot won Game of the Year. Most people were surprised I should even won Game of the Year. Sorrows will be probably in the Game of the Year conversation. Motherfuckers gonna be like, what the fuck is Sorrows? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are not gonna understand like how good these games were and why these games make the brand what it is. It's not just Last of Us, it's not just Spider-Man, it's not just Ghost of Yotei, it's the Sorrows, it's the Pragmata, it's the Stellar Blades, it's all of those games on top of obviously the Spider-Mans. I'm not trying to hate. I love Spider-Man 2, it's my favorite superhero. I love those games too. I love Last of Us, but it's these games on top of the main brand, the big four in Sony that make the brand what it is. But you're not playing these games. Like, so why would you even have some type of like affiliation or like feel any, like I said, pride, tribalism towards this company when you're not playing the games that make, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, Sony just released that new update, kind of like this, the Steam DB shit, where you can track the weekly charts for PlayStation and see what games have the most players on it. So obviously you're gonna check those charts, and I don't have the picture ready for me, but the top 10 will probably be the Fortnites, the Arc Raiders, the Marvel Rivals, the CODs, the 2Ks. It's not gonna be Sorrow's Pragmata. It's not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, all these great games that we have coming out. It's gonna be the live service games. Like most of Sony's fan base, they want live. They're gonna play live servers. Like that's the only games they play, and that's most of the games that their friends are on. So why would? And I'm not trying to call them gamers out, but that's what makes most of the fan base, and that's the fan base that's always saying this is why I have a PS over X, a PlayStation over Xbox. You might as well have an Xbox. Like that's the thing. Xbox low key, after Asha took over, they've been on a rise. They've been on a quiet rise. If you've not been keeping up, Asha's been making some really good moves. The Game Pass decrease. She says there's not going to be that much AI like heavy into the new era of Xbox, and she was the head of AI back in the day. So I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm really optimistic for Asha and what other future moves she has coming, and like what other games she's going to add to Game Pass to make me come back. But she's been making Forza Horizon just came out, and I will be playing that for a damn show. I will be playing that. But if you own a PlayStation, if all your homies was like, yo, let's just hop on Xbox, y'all would go to Xbox. Like that's the only reason most people have PS5s is just because like they homies got it. But if they all had Xboxes, it wouldn't be a difference. It would not be a difference. Yeah, you're gonna miss out on Spider-Man and God of War and shit, but like you're still gonna be playing Fortnite, 2K, Arc Raiders, Rivals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with playing those games at all. You just can't be a part of the conversation. You can't be going around like just being cocky and being prideful in the console you own, because that's what the conversation used to be. When Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out, people were saying that was Game of the Year. That game only sold like 1 million at that time. It probably has gone up, but Final Fantasy VII, yes, was a great game. I didn't finish it. Long ass fucking game. I'm not doing them shitty ass mini games. Great game. I love the first remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake, not Rebirth. The first game, amazing. Oh my god, love that game. Highly recommend it. Rebirth came out. You had people on Twitter saying this is why PlayStation is the best console in the world. This is why Rebirth is Game of the Year. Nobody's competing with PlayStation. But the stats show nobody played the game. Like y'all didn't play the game. So why are you even going around or like, you know what I'm saying, gloating and shit? But like, y'all didn't even play the game for real. I'm just like, what is the point of even owning a PlayStation console? If take your friends out of it, just go to PC or go to Xbox. If you went to Xbox, you would have Game Pass and more different games to play with your homies on top of the live service shit you already play. So what's the point of even, because that PS Plus Essential shit is ass. We all know that service is ass, and that too. They try to make that as like a competitor to Game Pass, bro. Game Pass will probably, I've been saying this for the longest, Game Pass will eventually come out. Well, not now. Okay. I was saying that. I was saying that Game Pass was going to come to PlayStation when Phil and Sarah Bond were there. With Asha being there, she's like, oh yeah, we going to be exclusive. That's why a lot of people have been, getting behind her. She wants to go exclusive again for Xbox. Like, fuck this Sony shit. Fuck Grounded and Halo being on Gears. Apart from that, she's going, oh yeah, our future shit that we got coming up is going to be exclusive. And we're going to see at the game show what they got. But I was saying for the longest, Game Pass will eventually come to PC. But obviously that's like not like that will never happen under Asha. I know she'll not let that happen. But you see PlayStation niggas buy Xbox games more than PlayStation games. Like that shit makes no sense to me at all. But back to what I said earlier in the video, I'm a Sony guy. I'm a Sony fan. I'm still a Sony fan, but I just can't not speak about the devious shit that's been going on. They've been on a really bad run this year. And like, it's crazy because they dropped two of my favorite. They still have talent for seeking out and getting companies and devs that make great games, because Pragmata and Sorrows are two of my favorite games this year, but it's just, they've been doing some devious ass shit. Like they've been hoeing niggas. I feel bad for, you know what I'm saying, my niggas on PC, because they've been hoeing y'all, bro. I eventually want to get a PC so I can make better videos, better quality videos than just making it on Share Factory. But it's like, if I get a PC, like the only reason I'm gonna have my PlayStation is to play exclusives. I'm not touching my PlayStation like ever again, because it's like, apart from exclusives, what's the point of even like, why I'm not even at the moment right now, y'all, I'm not even playing any multiplayer games. So why would I even have PlayStation Plus for real? I'm just like, I just been at war with these niggas, bro. It's just, they just been disappointing me. That's the point of the video I'm trying to make. They've been disappointing me. I'm thinking about getting my Game Pass again, just being on Xbox until Wolverine comes out, because these niggas have been like pissing me off, bro. I'm only hopping on my PlayStation to make videos for y'all boys and then just play Sorrows or Pragmatic, or play any exclusive that comes out, because that's the only reason I have a PlayStation right now. But anyways, though, hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We got more bangers on the way. Comment down below how Sony has been making y'all feel, and like how you think Sony can get back in the good graces of people. Like I said, that Sony State of Play gonna go crazy. They had that shit shown in theaters, so I'm like, okay, Sony got some shit cooking up. But like I said earlier, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you think Sony needs to do exclusive wise, and like what do you think it needs to do to like get people back on their side again, because it seems like people are turning, like they're going away from Sony right now. Like Sony has just been on an L run. But comment down below, what would you do if you were like the head of Sony? But anyways, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day.